Hello, my name's Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So, in my endeavour to carry on looking at furniture, I went to Oakwood Antiques, yes, in Northampton, and it's new because it's run by Steve, who used to run with his wife the old Bakehouse Antique Centre. So Steve is kind of like runs it part-time, he's semi-retired, and I think he's just enjoying not running an antique centre, to tell the truth. And so he's quite happy for me to come in, have a browse through his furniture. There was some of it I wanted to buy, but I got a big no on that from the wife, so that's how it is. Anyway, yeah. It's a good place to go because his prices are very keen, because he's semi-retired and he's not in that game to push himself out and take over the world, a bit like me. So anyway, let's get on and have a look at the furniture. I'm here outside Oakwood Antiques on Oakwood Road in Northampton. I thought I'd show you what it looks like. It's like this from outside, and just down behind me is the Kettering Road, which is one of the main roads through Northampton, and just opposite there is Kingsley Park Terrace, so you can just come around the corner and find it. So yeah, and it's full of antiques, furniture, yes. So yeah, this is not going to be my usual show, and so let's get on and have a look inside. So this is what it's like inside here. You've got all sorts of different bits and pieces, baskets, a bit of probably 18th century mule chests, chaise longue, a bit of mid-century, a bit of Victorian. You can just go on and on, different things. We've got more over there. So yeah. So let's get on and have a look around. I'm going to start by looking at this late Georgian wash stand. The way it works is you've got this top that opens. It's got a bowl in it. Normally the bowl wouldn't have a hole in it. So if this were the original bowl, I don't think it is. It's old, but I don't think it's original. And if you look at the way this top is done, yeah, that's not original. So I think this bowl was put in for this top. So you'd normally just have a bowl, and underneath, so this is a fake drawer here. Got a little cupboard. So if you did have a bowl that drained, it would drain into another bowl underneath, and someone would take that away. Alternatively, you keep your piss pot underneath there. Yeah, your potty, in case you get caught short at night. And then you can also, because it's opened, and it's got this over here, keep your bits and pieces on the sides. It's nice and relatively stable. And then, I'm not going to pull it up, but you've got a mirror that pulls up, and it's got a little clip in the back. It's a bit dodgy, it needs a bit of work on it, so I'm not going to do it, but basically it's got a clip in the back, you pull it up and it stays up, and then you just put your finger over the top and press, and it goes back down. But I am not going to do that, but you get the idea. And then down here, you've got this drawer here. There you go. So this is where you keep all your shaving bits and pieces or whatever you have, toiletries. And you can see here, this is oak lined. You can see there's a bit of wear on there. And you can see these are handmade dovetails with a little bit of beading put over the top here. And the bottom looks to be oak lined as well. So, is it going to go in? Yes. And then, this bit here, this is where you put your jug for your water. So yeah, that's Georgian washstand. These used to be, you'd probably buy something like this for £400 or £500. 35 years ago when I started collecting furniture, and it does need a bit of restoration. But here today, £70 for a piece of furniture that's over 200 years old and could be made into a decent little cupboard for putting things in. I know there's a picture in front of it, but there's a kind of useful thing here. It's a over mantle mirror. So yeah, if you've got an older house with a big fireplace, you've got this mirror here. Can't see a price from here. I was going to say 1880s, but in actual fact, I just noticed, I didn't even spot this before. Right there is a little plaque presented to Mr. James Dalby, or Darby. Can't read it properly, but 1886, February 25th, 1886, which, can I get close enough to, I don't know if you can read that, but, so this is 1880s, this is aesthetic movement. You can see, like, you got these tram lines running up the edge here, this little roundels, these little roundels, little urns. It's nice that it's got all of the urns. Yeah, usually those are missing. So yeah, that's quite a nice thing because it's got all of it there, and you've got a date on it, which is fantastic. So I just asked Steve, the owner, how much it is, and he said it could be £100. Now, let me just point out something else I didn't point out really, but look at the mirror. All the mirrors have got beveled edges as well, and yeah, so that's something, you couldn't buy a beveled edge mirror, just even the middle bit, for £100 today. Got here 18th century mule chest. It's mahogany, which is really unusual. Usually they're made out of oak, because they're, what makes it a mule chest as opposed to just a chest is that, in fact, it's got these two drawers at the bottom, and that's really, earlier ones are just chests, and later ones have drawers in. Still 18th century, I'm not sure exactly, but I might look up and see what the date is like. And then we'll have a look inside. Look at that, even the base sheet in here is, that's one, no, there's about a foot wide piece of mahogany there and a little bit at the edge it's not. And then you've got that bit there, can you see? Everybody calls those a candle box, so you theoretically, I don't know if they really did, but the idea is you keep your candles in this bit at the end. If you think people are getting through a lot of candles, and I'm just looking at, actually, this is a superior, look at the quality. I just noticed the hinge in this. What the hell? What the hell is that? That is superior in every sense of the word. And I think it's the original because of the way it works. What the hell? It's got the original lock. I don't think you'd have a key for it, but got a little scutcheon here, and then scutcheons on the handles, and they've got locks as well. And these are mahogany lined as well. So this is actually a superior mule chest. He's got 225 on here. So this is like probably 250 years old, and it is actually a superior quality one, and it's 225, and yeah, you can still throw all of your gear in there and even sit on it probably. So I was a bit unsure of dating that mule chest, so I got out my trusty book, this one here, British Antique Furniture. I bought this as new when it was a new book in 1992. This is how long I've been looking at furniture for. I don't really want to use this to show you pictures all the time because it's all black and white, and they just look really flat. So yeah, this has been my kind of like Bible for furniture. I've got a couple more books, But yeah, so for early furniture, I think this probably still is the Bible, but the picture's not genius. So anyway, the mule chest. It is a superior quality one. There's no mahogany ones in here. Looking at it stylistically, I think it's a date that they've mentioned for one in here. I think it's from about 1770, maybe. As I said, normal chests were like from medieval times. And then mule chests came in the 17th century. And then this is an 18th century one. And really, you had chests, and you had mule chests, and then I think you had dowry chests where the top would come open, so it wouldn't be like a... so you wouldn't have a chest that open, you could open the front as well. And then you had chests of drawers, that's what we all have today, where actually you make the drawers fill the whole chest, which is why a chest of drawers. Does that make sense? So anyway, I think it is 250 years old. I think it's the most, looking at that hinge inside, and I'm certain that's original because of the way, I said, oh, about the way it works, but the hinge is bent round, goes up, bends round, and then goes, so it's the way it bends round and then goes up is the width of the wood at the back, so it's made for that box, because all of that wood is hand cut, and the way it's bent round fits with the thickness of the box. So yes, so superior coal quality. I've never seen such a fantastical hinge on a mule chest. So yeah, and £225. Anyway, that's what I have to say about it. And I could go on and talk about mule chests a bit more, but that's enough. So here we've got nice Georgian tripod tilt top table, and with obviously the tilt mechanism still working. You have a look underneath, you can see the planks is made out of, and then you've got the turned column with the legs and everything. So yeah, I don't know what price he's got on this. Has he got a price on it somewhere? No, but it's got a nice colour. He's got these hair legs and everything. I bet it's really nice. He has one decanter in here, but I think there's a couple of pieces of glass, but this is the one I'm going to look at. I know exactly what this is. It's a copy of a late Georgian Regency decanter by Edinburgh and Leith. The earliest catalogue entry I've seen for this is 1901, and the last one is 1923. Unfortunately, I don't think this is the right kind of stopper, but yeah, it's not original, I don't think. Yeah, it's a bit roach, but still, it looks about the right shape and size, and it still looks quite handsome, really. So, looking at me do that little segment there, you might think, Kevin knows everything about decanters. Yeah, Kevin does. Kevin doesn't really. There's a reason why I knew so much about that particular decanter, though, and that's because I have my own one. Yes, and why I immediately spotted that the stopper was not right is because the stopper on mine is different. And in fact, I've got a claret jug as well, and it's the same. So that's how I know it's Edinburgh and Leith. That I think in the book, the decanter, Ancient and Modern, by Andy McConnell, there's a little tiny picture in there that says it's from the Edinburgh and Leith catalogue from 1901, and also I have a copy of the 1923 catalogue for Edinburgh and Leith, and it's in there too. So yeah, so when I got home I thought, might have spare stoppers for that, because obviously I could see the stopper was not right, and I started looking and I found this one. Now this one is the right pattern. Can you see? Look, 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 look. It's got like this hobnail and then a little radial cut. This is the right pattern, but this one has got a really long stem. Can you see? This is for a claret jug. And I know that because I've got a claret jug, but I found this one too, yes. So, I need to pop down to the Oakwood Antiques and see if this fits, and if it does, I'll let Steve have it, because it's always better to have the right one. And I have got hundreds and hundreds of stoppers, and when it comes to specific stoppers, there's no guarantees. I can't guarantee anything because I've got hundreds, but there's thousands of designs. But I do have 2 of these. So let's see, we'll pop down, because it's not very far, so it's less than a mile, I think. So I'll pop down and see, maybe on Wednesday or something, and see if it fits or not, as the case may be. You can't have this one, because that's already got a decanter for it. And I think, if I check, I think this one's bigger. Yeah, it looks bigger. Yeah, look, it sits high. Can you see there? So, at least from that point of view, if you really wanted it and wanted to get it done, you could actually get it fixed and have the right stopper in it. But anyway, and also, just as it probably wasn't much earlier than 1901, because this kind of fashion for reproducing Georgian decanters kind of started about 1900, and it kind of ended about 1940. So that's probably the date that it fits in. We know they were still making it in 1923, so we know they were making it before World War One and after World War One, so it was probably popular. Anyway, so let's get back to furniture. Check it out. Got a probably early Victorian couch here. Look how cool that is. It's got the original casters on it, can you see? You'd want to put little coasters underneath that, because that would punch a hole through your carpet. But look at all this scroll work, carving. That is really nice. Look at the quality of the work on this. Okay? That is a cool thing. Why buy new when you can have this? You might want to recover it if you don't like pink velour, but that is really nice. This is probably in like 1950s or 60s. It looks like Urquhart type thing, but I don't think it is. And I'm not even sure what it is. So let's do the magic thing. It's got this edge on it here. I don't know what. Oh, it's like a cocktail set cabinet thing. Okay, and it's got like a Elton Limited. What's that? Ruabon. Elton Furniture Limited Ruabon. I wonder if that's the retailer. Look at that carefully. Yeah. And you pull down both sides. You put your little cocktail twizzle sticks in here. Oh, look up here. So all your glasses would hang up here. Then you put your bottles and decanters down there in the middle. What a cool thing. And you push it around your living room and go, yeah, come on, let's all have booze. Pull it away from the side wall and put it into the middle room, and everybody get hammered. What a cool thing. What a cool thing. The owner particularly wanted me to have a look at this, and he said he thought it was Georgian, nobody else did, but I'm agreeing with him. The wood, just the quality of the wood, to me says, now I'm rubbing it with my finger to make it shine, says this is Georgian mahogany, and then you look at the work, you've got little gilded hinges. So this is someone's posh piece of reading stand. You'd sit in your armchair. Someone pull this up for you. Got a little bit in there. Let me show you something. He's put this book on it for me. But look, little feature here. Put carved around it. Now, the thing that he spotted immediately when he saw it, that made him think it was Georgian, was these legs. The little ring, very plain, but tapering upwards, with little rings on it. Foot there, really nicely done. Yeah, I think this is a really nice thing. I've never seen one before, but it's really nice. So I've been punting around trying to find a writing table like the one we were looking at. I found this one, which was sold for, or the price on it is $4,900. They're saying 1830. I don't know. It looks a bit earlier than that to me with these swan neck handles. Look at those. Yeah. I've been. What's this one? No, that's the same one again. There's this one here, which is similar, but unfortunately, I can't get in without giving my life away, or I don't know what else I'd need to give up. But I've been on these things where they went, and now we want your money. So I'm not going any further than that. But that is very similar. They're saying Georgian, yeah, and it's got this. It's got little like hair feet as well, so that looks possible. There's this one, but this one says it's Georgian style, circa 1890. This is closer to what we were looking at, but I don't know. Without seeing it, it's difficult to tell. And what else did I find? I found this one here, which is sold, and they've got a price on this somewhere. 2,950. This is more of a, they've got William IV, so it's not Georgian. I think this is later than what we were looking at. So I don't know. I think it's a valuable thing. I think it's quite rare because I've now looked at a lot of writing tables, and trying to find one that was like that was quite hard. So anyway, I think it's a kind of rare item, partly because it's so delicate. If you just leant on it wrong, it would just break. Got here a piece of wallpaper he wanted to show me. So this is all hand blocked. You can see this little bits here. This is for registering the blocks. So you'd line them up with little holes so that everything, all the colours would go properly on top of each other. So the people that made this would have used a wooden block, put ink on it, different colour, pressed it down, then they'd get a different block, colour it, put it down, and they would have to line them up with these little spots here to make sure that none of it was blurry. And there's 27 feet of this, so you'd have to go over and over and over again doing each block and not mess any of them up, otherwise you end up with a short bit of wallpaper. But what a fantastic thing. Thinks it's William Morris. I might look through, got some William Morris books, look through the pattern book, see if I can find it. So, with regard to that wallpaper, I've looked at probably about 50 million bits of wallpaper. That's what it feels like anyway. And I haven't found any direct matches for it. If you type in, I think I put in Georgian wallpaper patterns, I was able to find some patterns that were like it, especially when I clicked on it and then it shows you other patterns that are similar to this. It says Georgian. Now, is it Georgian or is it later? So I also looked at William Morris. William Morris didn't leave all that much space on air in his design, so to speak, as they had on that design. But he was harking back to a different age, to the Georgian age. So whether it's someone doing that aesthetic arts and crafts style in the Victorian era, or whether it's actually a Georgian one, I don't know. I think it needs someone that's more skilled and knowledgeable about wallpaper than I am. I'm kind of like good with designs and patterns and getting a feel for how they work, and yeah, so I think it fits into that at least a Georgian style, but is it real Georgian or not? It does look to be printed on a wood block or with a roller of some kind. That's not a massive automated process, because you can see all those little registering bits because we looked along the length of it, and obviously the same pieces were having to be re-registered over and over, which says this is not some just like machine that's just churning it out all in one go. Anyway, with that said, we're going to wrap this up. I don't think I used any proper references. So with that said, all the contact details for Oakwood Antiques will be in the description below. And what else? Yes, and please remember to like and subscribe, because it really helps my channel. And thank you for watching, and have a good night. Good night.